So there it is. There's your kosher salt, your flaxseed oil, and it's got to be flaxseed oil. I'll explain to you later in the video. You need some Scotch-Brite stainless steel pads, and of course your 3 cast iron skillets in various different states. So this first skillet is new, and you can see the pebbled surface on it, right? So is the middle one, kind of new, hasn't been seasoned yet. And this last one is a dirty skillet, and I left it dirty deliberately for this video. So we're gonna learn how to clean them and how to season them real fast here. Say go. Hey, this is Bill with Chacote Outdoor Recreation. So let's get started. Let's learn how to clean a cast iron skillet, okay? So the first thing we're going to need is our Scotch-Brite. These are Scotch-Brite stainless steel scrubbing pads, and they are darn good. So what do we need to clean cast iron? Well, we don't need soap. That's going to ruin this thing. What we need is this coarse kosher salt. And if you get it, it's too coarse, you can put it in coffee water. I've had to do that before with certain brands, but typically Morton does a pretty good job with their kosher salt. So you're going to get a good amount of kosher salt in there. And our scratchy pad, okay? And now the third element that we need is we need boiling hot water. Boiling hot water. So we're going to get that off of the thing here and add some boiling hot water to it and give it a... Okay, so we've got our steaming hot water. That's all well and good. We'll take our steaming hot water, put a little bit of that steaming hot water in there, and use our coarse kosher salt. We'll just give this thing a good scrubbing. Be careful because that's boiling hot water. We'll get this nice and clean with the coarse kosher salt and our scratchy pad. Give it a good scraping out, good scrubbing. Let that kosher salt do its job. Now if it's really dirty, we can add more kosher salt. Now what we want to do is we want to rinse it out with boiling hot water. Just completely rinse it out with boiling hot water. Get all our kosher salt out of there. When we have it nice and clean like that, immediately, and I mean immediately, we want to put it right back on the fire. So why? That fire is going to dry all that hot water out of there, and that's why we use boiling water to begin with. So let that completely boil, and I'll show you what we do right after we get the pan dry. Okay, so now the pan is nice and dry. Skillet's nice and dry. We're going to get it out of there, and what we're going to do is we're going to apply some good old-fashioned flaxseed oil. And you're wondering why flaxseed oil? Well, flaxseed oil has certain properties that other oils doesn't have. Well, trust me, I've done it with all of them. Flaxseed oil is the best way to go. So we're not just going to do the inside of the pan. We're going to, and that pan is hot. We're going to use our knife sheath to hold the pan so we don't burn ourselves. Not spill all our flaxseed oil. Yeah, if it wasn't clumsy, it wouldn't be a Chacote Outdoor Recreation video, would it? And we're going to get the back of the pan too. Handle, all that. And now immediately after that, with our clean pan, what we want to do after we apply that flaxseed, we're going to put it right back on the fire and let that go for a while. Now, that helps keep your pan seasoned. In part 2, I'm going to go over how do you season a pan and why you want to season a pan and create that magnificent non-stick surface that cast iron's known for. Hey, so this is part 2. I want to talk to you guys about seasoning and why we do it. Got myself some cheat notes here because this can get kind of confusing. So we want to use flaxseed oil for this as opposed to lard or vegetable oil or any of that stuff. And the reason that we're using the flaxseed oil is because it will bond to the skillet. It has 6 times the omega-3 fatty acids of regular oil. And so, you know, you won't get those rusty spots on your cast iron skillet, and you'll get that nice flat non-stick surface that you want from a cast iron skillet. You know, the stores now sell a lot of miracle skillets and things with non-stick surfaces. We really don't know enough about those and the long-term health effects. Cast iron skillets have been around for a long time. It's a healthy way of cooking, and you can definitely get a nice flat non-stick surface by doing that. So what happens is the flaxseed oil polymerizes. I hope I'm saying that right. It polymerizes, and it creates a nice layer, hard layer of polymer that you can use as a cooking surface without having any sticking. So I want you to look at the difference here, because when I say this, it may sound a little nutty, but see, this is new. And years ago, when they used to make cast iron, they used to do it with sand, and you would get a nice flat surface to begin with. It'd be like a baby's butt. But now you get this pebbled feeling, this sort of pebbly, uneven feeling on the pan. So look at the one that I did earlier. And this is not really well seasoned altogether, but this is just starting out. And you can see how flat this is. I mean, that is super flat, because the polymers have already started to fill in those nooks and crannies. It's like a washboard road, and you're filling it in. And that's going to be a beautiful nonstick surface when it's all done. So the way to do this is the way I showed you, where you heat the pan up, you put the oil on, and then you put it back on for 15 minutes. You do that about 14 times is what it takes. It's a 14-time continuous cycle. And when you're done, you'll have a nice non-stick surface that'll give you years and years of use. You know how to clean it now with a kosher salt. I think you're well on your way to doing well with cast iron. Now, all of the things that I've shown you here with these skillets certainly works with a Dutch oven or anything else that's cast iron. They're dependable. They really are. Until the next time I see you, this is Bill with Chacote Outdoor Recreation. Stay safe, stay warm, stay free.